Daltonism. My religion. You can find the first two videos from the series of the rules of Daltonism and why Daltonism was created on the series playlist. Since I got that out of the way, the next thing we gotta talk about the religion is the storyline behind it. Kind of like how the Bible has its fables. And I was thinking about that. Sorry, I just woke up. I'm trying to make sure I'm clean. But I was thinking about that, I was wondering. I don't really want my stories to be all, mumbo jumbo, where like I tell the story but I put too much fairy tale into it. It's like the story's real, but in the Bible, like the stories are real, but they keep on, they over exaggerate. That's the word I'm trying to think of. We're big time over exaggerating. But to be fair, it's kind of how they feel. Like, it's kind of how those people that follow that religion, when they see the story, that's how they see the story. So, dang, my eyes are messed up. I don't know about this town. It's been killing me. Don't come to Bensonville, Illinois. Do not come to Bensonville, Illinois. Stay away from here. They hate new religions. They hate new ways. They kill off everything they can that new, even if it doesn't go against them. They're scared of change. I hate Bensonville, Illinois. I really do. I hate my town. But anyways, after being pepper sprayed, what was I gonna say? Yeah, right. So my story to my religion, I didn't want it to be all mumbo jumbo like the Bible, but I still want it to be interesting like it is in a way. So what I'm going to be doing with my story is I'm going to be taking most of it's going to be like real life, storytelling. And then for a lot of the parts though, it's going to have like the dream state. And then there's a third section of parts too. So it's like three different types of stories going on in this religion story here. You got the real life stories, you got the dream stories, and then you got the imaginary stories. So, but I'm going to tell them in that order, just so that way people know, what's real and what isn't, at least. But hey, if people can believe the Holy Bible stories and realize crap, who knows? Maybe people like my religion could believe the dream and the imaginary parts stories real too. I mean, it just depends how you look at it, really, just like the Bible. If you look at it and can understand the meaning, then you will understand the story, alright? Daltonism story. It starts off way before Daltonism's religion was even created, honestly. Like, I'm trying to think of how many years back. Let's see. I was a junior in high school. That's when it first started happening. I first started realizing I'm not normal. I'm not normal like others. Now, throughout my life, me and religion was like a bad relationship, on and off again. I could believe it here and there. It saved my life there, and then it was like, yeah, but you're not around enough. And so I kept going off it, but back to it when I needed it the most, basically. And I felt like that wasn't really fair. Yeah, I really did. I felt like I shouldn't be doing that. I feel like no one should really be doing that. You shouldn't be changing religions, because mostly when I saw in Africa and Mexico, when they like to do this thing where on Saturday they'll go to a witch doctor and use some black magic to help their life, and then on Sunday they'll go to church and ask for forgiveness for using that black magic. They do that every week. A lot of people do in those countries. They do that every freaking week. You can't do that. You cannot do that. I think you can't do that. I think you should not do that. because you have to put yourself in God's shoes. You know, how many times would you give yourself a mistake? You know, how many times would you let yourself pass? Of course, in your religion, and a lot of people's Christianity religion, it's like, oh, God's always forgiven. But when people are doing that, using the God's enemy's magic, I don't think he's going to be that forgiving, honestly. I think he's going to be smart enough to be like, hey, I kind of know what you were doing there. You're trying to play the system, my system, and that's BS. And so screw you. You know, I think that's how God's going to be like to those people, because why wouldn't you be? You know, God isn't dumb. God isn't the government where you can just screw and use. Gods are gods. People don't seem to realize the difference between gods and humans a lot of the time, especially those people that do that with the black magic on Saturday and the church on Sunday. They obviously don't know how religion and faith works, and they probably don't even have any faith for doing that stuff. So they probably won't understand how religion works throughout their life. That's just how it is. You can't screw over a God. That's the bottom line. You can't screw over a God. You can screw over a religion. My bad. I meant to say you could screw over a government if you're smart enough. You can screw over friends easily. You can screw over family too easily. You see, but you can't screw over God. And that is the truth. So, when I seen that happening, because I learned about that like around junior year in high school, I didn't know that was going down. Like if I knew it was going down earlier, I'd probably I'd start working on my religion a lot sooner than I had. I didn't know people were that dumb. I'm gonna be honest. And those people can go to their witch doctors and voodoo doctors and try to put all the spells and curses on me. They won't, because I bet they find me entertaining. I bet they'll go see this religion and be like, that's what I want to do. I want to have faith again. I want to have power of religion again in my life. I don't want to be juggling. Okay. But just remember, you get one chance here. And once you go to one of them bad religions, well, you should just watch the rules. The shall not do video. And you'll understand. Break one of those rules one time, out. I don't play. I don't forgive. I do not forgive. I'm sorry, but I'm not forgiving God. Because I want people to follow the path of righteousness. And the thing is, with my religion, it's not really a religion to be staying at. It's a religion for people that lost faith in religion themselves, so they can come to my religion, gain that faith back, and then afterwards they can move on to a bigger religion that's also a good religion. That's the point of my religion in the long run. I want to help people find faith again. Because I know that there's power of faith. But once I created this religion and got 15 followers to it, the day I got 15 followers, I woke up. I already told you this in the first story, in the first episode. But anyways, just keep that in mind. Whoa, what the heck? Dropped an ash right on top of a bug. Anyways, let's get on with the story. So it's junior year in high school, and at this point, I'm pretty much done with religion. I thought I was done with religion, you know. I thought it was gonna be it. I was like, you know, there's too many bad turns I had in my life, too many bad days I had in my life. There's no way a dead God is watching over me right now. So I gave up on religion. I was like, maybe the religion's just too overpopulated. Maybe that's a problem. You know, maybe the religion can help people, but when you got 11 million people following you and 10 million people dead following you, you got a lot of people to be looking out after. It's like spinning around. It's like trying to win the Wheel of Fortune with old religions. But anyways, so eventually I had that bright idea hit me like a brick one day. It just hit me. It just hit me because I'm there. This is a year later now. I'm a senior in high school, and I get onto Pal Talk more. Pal Talk is an app where it has a bunch of chat rooms, from karaoke chat rooms to radio chat rooms to dirty chat rooms. I'll be honest. I didn't really go in the dirty chat rooms. It was boring. But I loved to go in the radio chat rooms and karaoke chat rooms all the time. I made friends a lot, and as soon as I got on the app, because I used to use this app back in 2010. Yeah, 2010. The 2012, I'd use this app. And 2010 to 2012, everyone on Pal Talk knew me. I swear to God, everyone on Pal Talk knew me. Every search and chat room I go in, people knew what was up when I was coming in there. I was coming in there to troll and have a good time, so they would love it when I joined the room. But it was because I made friends with like the most popular people on Pal Talk back then. And next thing I knew, boom, I had a friend list of over 200 people within the first week of using the app. I was very popular on the app real quickly. So, and then after 2012, I quit using the app because I was being more social in real life. But then when high school's almost over with, I'm like, I need to get back into the game of popularity. And at high school, I was actually already popular. For junior and senior year, I was very popular, honestly. And so I felt like I didn't need to work on being popular in high school throughout the senior year, because everyone liked me in the high school. So, I moved on to the internet world again, because I realized my internet popularity went down because I worked on my high school popularity. Big mistake. Honestly, I wish I worked on my internet popularity instead of my high school popularity at all. Screw school popularity. It don't help you in the long run. It just helps you in that short run as you're going through school. But once you have to go to college, that popularity is going to die down. No doubt. That popularity is going to die down, because not everyone you go to school with is going to go to the same college as you. Just going to have to redo it again. And what's the point of doing that? Because with the college popularity, you go and get the same outcome. Once you're done with college, your popularity dies down again. With the internet popularity, as long as you're on the internet, vroom, 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 you start growing the world. And so, for my senior year of high school, halfway through it, I was like, all right, screw the high school, screw the people there, I'm done with them, because I already got, I got the respect. What do I need that for? I passed that GTA mission. Now let's move on to online. And that's what I did. And so, we're going Pal Talk. And right away I realized it was happening again. I was becoming popular but this time it took a little bit longer. I guess back then, 2010 to 2012, I was a preteen. And that's probably what made the internet really like me. I won't lie. Hey, people are dirty. But, oh, excuse me. Sorry, that brought a bad taste in my mouth. Just think of it like that way. I don't like thinking of it that way, but that could be the case. I did have some friends that were like just older people that liked younger people. And that's why they were adding me back then. But so, when I get back on Pal Talk, I don't get that much popularity as I did back then, but still, I'm getting popular again. Maybe not at the rate as I used to, but still at a good rate. Like, I could tell if I stayed on this app for 3 years, I could gain basically 400 friends right back easily. 400 loyal friends. Pal Talk, you can gain some loyal friends. That's the thing about Pal Talk. It really, the name of it really sticks. Your pals that you talk with. So once I gained like over 50 friends, I realized, well, if gaining popularity is easy online as it used to be. And then that made me think, wait a second, if I could do this and that like I used to in the past, Jesus Christ could do this and that with his sacrifice. Why can't I make a religion just like God did? I'm human. Humans make religions. If I don't make a new religion, there won't be new religion made. And so, I made a new religion. Yeah, daltonism. First week, I loved it. I wrote down all what not to do. I wrote down the not to do's in the first week, man. I love this religion. And I was looking at the not to do's. I'm like, yeah, that's going to keep my followers safe, and it's going to keep them strong. That's what I want. I want them to know that, we ain't cherry picking for the best. You just have to be the best. But, so I did that. I made this sign in the next week, in the second week of daltonism, and I thought it was done. I thought that was it. I was like, alright, there's my religion. I'm my new God. I don't have to worry about no one else. I'm my new God in my own religion. I'm basically untouchable. Super untouchable, like my cartoon series. I go up to my friend and I tell him, hey, I made my own religion. Cool, right? And then he said, wait, do you have the rules for it? I'm like, yeah. Do you have the story for it? Yeah. Did you tell the government about it? It's like, no, why would I do that? It's like, well, there's 4 rules that you have to have. You need to have it basically set up, the rules and the story, or the reason behind it. And then you need to tell it to the government so it can become officialized in your country. And then, after that, you need to gain 15 followers or more. Actually, you need the 15 followers or more before you even show it to the government, because those 15 followers, the government will actually approve it if it has 15 or more followers. And so I'm like, okay, I get you. So it's basically not, the religion isn't alive just yet. It's created, but it's just not alive just yet. I got you. So I went home, and as soon as I went home, pal talk. Sending messages to all 50 friends. Hey, do you want to join my new religion? Hey, do you want to join my religion? Next thing I know, next day, 20 people wanted to join. Boom. Already got to 15 people within a day. And I'm like, holy crap, that was easier than I thought. But that's the thing about Pal Talk. Like, the people you add on Pal Talk, it's mostly people that could be loyal friends to you. And sure enough, 20 of those people out of the 50 were so loyal that they were like, you know what? I'll give you religion. I wasn't in a religion before, but I'll give your religion a try. And that's where it kind of like, since most of them weren't even in religions that joined my religion, that's where it gave me the idea, like, oh my God, there's a new reason for my religion. My religion's going to show people the power of faith. So I came up with that idea right away, and I told them about it. They loved it. That made them want to stay in the religion. And I was like, uh-oh. Now the first idea is out the window. My religion's supposed to be a rest stop, You stop by my religion, and you gain your faith and religion back, and then you move on to a bigger religion, right? For those 20 people on Pal Talk, they didn't want to do that. Well, 5 of them actually did. 5 of them were like, they told me, they're like, or no, 3 or 4 of them, they were like, because I know I had like 16 followers by the next month, because 4 of them, they switched religions, but they let me know before they switched which religion they were going to switch to, because there's 3 religions where my religion don't allow you to switch to, because those 3 religions cause you to self-harm, harm others for no reason, and it's just too dark. So, with those three religions, I know what to look out for when people are saying, alright, they're going to switch over to religion. If they tell me anything other than those three religions, I clap for them. I say, you do it. You follow that God. And you show them how awesome a follower can be. Because I know you can be an awesome follower. You're a good one. And so, I ended up with 16 followers for the first 2 months of my religion. Just like that. Wow. Easy, huh? Then I worried. Then the worry came in. This is what people don't seem to understand, this part. I was overthinking it. Because as soon as I gained those 20 followers, that day I woke up, and before I even checked the messages letting me know that I gained those followers for my religion, I felt like $100. I felt like I had so much energy and so much like I couldn't be stopped, basically. I felt like a whole new person. And that was the truth. I think the power of faith was inside me. People were praying to me as a God at that moment. And what did I do with that power? I just prayed back, to strip you amongst my followers. Keep them strong, keep them smart, and keep them safe. The three awesome S's. So, but what people don't understand is the worriness that came with it. This is why I didn't really tell people at all. I didn't tell anyone this. But I started getting scared. I started getting scared in my religion. Because after those 4 people left and I realized I was only at 16 followers, I was like, oh crap. Wait, my religion actually became real when it became 15 followers and more, right? And then what happens if it goes down under 15 followers? What will happen to me? Will the gods attack me? Because it's like my guard's down and I'm not working on my religion enough? And then so, for the next couple months after that, tap, 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 I'm right back on Pal Talk getting as many followers as I can because I'm scared. I don't want to lose. I don't want to have less than 15 followers at this point now. It became like a game. A game that's serious. And I didn't let my followers know because, there's one rule in my religion. You could ask people to join, but only one time. You can't peer pressure them into joining. You can't force them into joining. The choice is theirs. And so, I didn't tell my followers about this feeling I was having. Fear. And, of crashing and burning. And so, I just worked really hard on keep on gaining those followers. And next thing I knew, I was up at 40 to 50 followers. And I was like, okay, I think I'm at a good point. It took 2 months to get 50 followers. And I was exhausted at that point. I had to get off Pal Talk even, honestly. I saw that my religion had chat room in there made. And so I'm like, alright, you all know what's up. You all know how to get contact with me. You got my email. My email's never gonna change for you all, of course. It's a safe email. They got special, I made an alt email for my religion. That way, in case if I ever have to change my main email or if my main email gets hacked or anything like that, it's fine. It's good to go. We're still good with our religion email. And so, yeah, that's how it basically started. And I felt good again. I felt that power of faith and religion again. I couldn't feel any more fear because I felt like, that bump in the road was gone. Now the only bump in the road I had to face was telling my religion's the government, my government, and I was like, screw that. I don't even trust my government. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. That's just how it is. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know, and I don't know enough, and that's a problem. I need to know more of the truth. So, I never told, even today, I still, dang, how long has it been now? Let's see, 5, 6, 7. It's been 7 years since my religion basically got created, and I still haven't told the government about it. But hey, look at these videos, you know? How can you say I didn't tell the government about it if I'm making a series about it and telling you the whole story about it, you know? There you have it. I already told the government. I told the world. I didn't need to tell the government. I'm going to tell the world instead. I feel safer that way. I trust you viewers with my ideas more than my government. Trust me about that. My government's going to like look for ways to probably make it the gut the cow and cash me out real quick. But I know you viewers, you just want to see the awesomeness. And that's what I'm here to give you. And so, yeah, there's that. See, back in around 2014, no, 2013, yeah, 2013. 2013, something happened where I could not explain. No one could explain. No one could explain this to me other than it was helped by gods. I got my third girlfriend. And I was being risky with it because the first two girlfriends I didn't really, experiment with enough. So, my third girlfriend, we were making out. And we were making out in this workout center at my apartment. And so, at the workout center in my apartment, it works like this. You walk in, and there's a giant lobby area with a small room that has no door, but a vending machine in. And then there's one hallway that goes down there that leads to a small library. Next to that library, there's a sauna. I know, why would they put a sauna next to the library? I don't know. I'm like I told you, don't come to Bentonville, Illinois. Not that bright. And then on the other side, if you take the other hallway, there's a dead end to a window, but there's another room that's a party room. And you only could open that room if you tell the main office of the apartment, the owners of the apartment, like you have to set up a date and use that party room that day, Now this room's always locked. In fact, the main office has to give you the key for the room. Only the main office has a key for the room. Now let me remind you, these are doors that have to be opened by a key. The other two doors, the main door and the gym door, they had to be opened by a key code. You got to put in a 4-digit number and you were in. Luckily, I just used my friend's dad's 4-digit number, RIP. Since he was blind, they gave him the 4-digit number of 0000. 0000. I'm in. Because they kept changing my parents' code. They knew I was hanging out in the gym a lot, and I wasn't there to work out. I was just there like when it was too cold outside. I went inside the gym to hang out. I even hung out in the sauna at times when it was too cold outside. And the apartments did not like that at all. I was turned that into my own little clubhouse, although that's what it was. It was a clubhouse for the apartment. So why couldn't I use it as a clubhouse? Because I wasn't old enough. I wasn't 18 and older. That's why. So, to shove it in their faces, there was no cameras in this place at all. Back then, cameras weren't as big as they are today, where it's like every street you turn, there's a camera. No, back then it wasn't like that. Or in every clock, there's a camera. Back then it wasn't like that. It was just for the schools that had the cameras back then, mostly, not the apartments. And so, I took my third girlfriend to this place. She knows who she is. An awesome girl. I still think that. We start making out and stuff. Now you're probably wondering, like, what's this have to do with trust me? Just wait. The story's going to make sense here in a second. We're making out. And I want to go farther. I'm not going to lie. I want to go farther. And I'm ready to go farther. She wasn't ready to go farther, though, because she was 2 years older than me. You see, she was 17, and I was 15. And so, next year, she would have turned 18, and I would have been 16. That's why she didn't want to go farther. Making out was cool, but, which is understandable. But and she realized that I was trying to, move my way up the bases. So what happened was, it's like she was like, you know what, let's hang out tomorrow because it's getting late now. I'm like, okay, you're the boss. And then we're about to leave, but I have to fix myself up, and I'm not prepared to go out in public at the moment. And as soon as I'm fixing myself up, click. What was that noise? I looked, and it clicked in front of me, though. I saw it open itself. The party room opened itself. I never seen this door do that before. In fact, these doors didn't have the mechanics to open themselves. There's only two possible ways that door opened. Someone was hiding in that room and watching us, and they saw that we were about to leave, not like putting on a full show, so they clicked open the door and probably propped the door open with their toe or something, trying to make us, because it was like you couldn't see inside the room. It was all dark unless you turn on the light. Or my God powers were coming in and I really wanted to go farther because as soon as I seen that, I was like, look at that, there's a couch in that room, right? We could be in there fooling around. But she's like, no, it's getting too late. And she looked at it and she's like, that's weird, how did that happen? She's a little bit spooked out by me. No, I was like, that's a sign from God. He wants us to keep going. Technically, it was either two things. It was either me using my little God powers, even with only one believer in me that time, or actually 2 to 3 believers. Not even the religion created, just people thought I was so awesome. Back then, it was like I was Superman to people because I was doing some stuff that was like mind-blowing in ways. And so, yeah, that was like the first instance I realized that, there was a bigger power out there. Because I don't feel like there was someone hiding in there. Because why would they be hiding in there? How could they be hiding in there? You have to get a key from the main office place, and we were there a lot, so we knew every time when they were having a party in there. And there wasn't a party in there for the past couple months. So there would be no way if someone would be hiding out in there. They'd basically starve in there, most likely. Or they wouldn't be able to keep that door unlocked the whole time. Oh, for the girl I was dating at that time, don't worry. Because after that moment, I saw that she was spooked out. And honestly, all I wanted for her was to be happy. So what I did was, I was like, all right, let's call it a night. And I'll walk you home, actually, even. And so that's what I did. I walked her home. We talked and, I took her mind off the whole thing like it never happened. Because she was just a little bit too paranoid over things. And something like that kind of could push someone over the edge if they overthink it. Heck, even me. Here I'm thinking that God wants me to get it all. Anyways, that was like the first instance where I realized I'm not like normal people. And it's not like I got luck or anything like that, so I wasn't luck. That was the power of belief and faith, most likely. Then again, we had Gacy the Clown in this town, so I don't know, maybe there was someone hiding out in that party room. Maybe we really got lucky and it could have been murder victims, like those teenagers that got killed in the Jason Friday the 13th movie. Horror movies never want to have sex in the horror movies because you're going to be first to go having sex. Anyways, fast forward back to the current, not current time, but around the time when I first started religion. Or no, before we go back there, let me explain a little bit more back then. Because at the same year, 2013, later on, once it started getting colder, more toward the end of the year, closer to 2014, I came up with this new trick. This new trick where I didn't have to be as cold at I suck with the cold. For some reason I'm like cold blooded or something. Whenever it starts getting cold, my blood starts to freeze over. And so with that in mind, every time when it's slightly cold, I'm like, see, there's a little breeze outside. I got my winter hat on, you know. I'm really cold right now. But around that time, I figured out a way to not be as cold. Even today, I'm not as cold as I used to be getting cold. And the reason being is because I just quit believing in the cold. I in my head, I kept thinking, all right, it's warm out, it's hot out, you know. I'm wearing too much clothes right now. I'm probably going to start sweating. I kept repeating that in my head over and over again. And next thing I knew, I wasn't even shaking anymore. I wasn't cold and shivering in the snow. I was feeling fine. Heck, I felt like I could run. I felt like I could jump around and play in the snow without having to worry about being cold. And sure enough, that's what I did. That's what I did for the whole freaking day. I didn't feel the cold for the whole freaking day. I was out there just playing in the snow, rolling down the hill of snow, sledding, making snowmen, playing snowball fights with my friends, you know, walking on ice. We did it all. Breaking ice. We did it all. We did it all. And then, alright, nighttime rolls around and I have to go inside. Oh man, I can pretend that I'm not cold and not have to face the cold. But once I go back inside, and my hands, I did not have gloves on that whole day. So my hands, they're just red. They're red and they're shrunken. So it kind of look like, they're a little bit frostbit. They don't look frostbit, but they feel frostbit, honestly. Because as soon as I walk inside, stinging sensation. Honestly, I start to cry because it's so painful. My hands are just on fire. And I'm trying to warm them up with hot water. That doesn't help. That makes the situation worse. And this is my fault. Because I was out there playing in the snow. And people were asking me, they're like, do you want to chill in the stairwell and warm up some? But I was like, no, I'm fine. I like this new trick I got. I can't be cold anymore. I love it. I want to use it to its advantage, to its full potential, I guess. And that's what I did. And that was a stupid idea. I should have been more thoughtful with it, It's nice to have that trick, but it's not a good idea to abuse that trick. Because eventually, it will catch up to you if you push it too far. See, I felt like I could have played outside longer. And if I did, I probably would have lost a finger or something from frostbite. That's how well my trick worked. And then so throughout life, that's what I did. If it got too hot, I started thinking of it being cold. If it got too cold, I started thinking of it being hot. And it would make my body feel great. And so those two things made me realize, I'm not a normal person. I got ideas. I got new ways. I should be doing this. I should be helping. And that's where daltonism came in. Because I started seeing the world spiral down. I was like, before you all spiral too far down, let me throw you a rope for those that want to climb back up. Because you don't have to fall just because the rest of the world is falling. Just like they say, if your friends jump off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge with them? Especially after hearing what I just told you. After you get done with school, that popularity of your friends goes away. You're only going to have a few top friends left. Maybe if you're like a social gatherer, organizer, you probably can keep them friends around longer, but only then. Only then. But yeah, so if your friends jumped off a bridge and those friends weren't even going to remain your friends for the rest of your life, would you jump with them? No, you shouldn't. You wouldn't. If you were my religion, you wouldn't. You do the smart thing. You try to talk them from the ledge. maybe invite them into religion one time if they say no, and be like, I can't save you. Hope you got a bungee cord or something. Parachute. But, yeah, with that being said, now here in the next episode, I realized I took this a little bit too long. I meant to start with the story, but sorry. I had to put the brickwork down before I start the full story, because if I give you the full story without letting you in on that first two pieces of evidence, the reason why I believe in this religion the most is because, I have to make it make sense. It's hard to make it make sense when you want to make it a story at the same time. A good story for you all. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed that. Another part look into daltonism and how it was created. In the next video here in the series, I promise, we'll get right into the story. You already heard the first part of the story, where I learned about powers that I didn't know I had. The powers of not feeling the cold or heat because of using my brain. And then the powers of faith, having that locked door that's always locked open up that one time, giving me a good idea. Okay, a dirty idea. But you understand the point I'm making. So I'm laying down the groundwork. Next video here, we'll start with the story. Hope you all are enjoying this. Hope you're all staying awesome. And remember, if you don't have a religion, you still got me. Peace out, stay awesome.